Two marker. What's going on, Alamo City Movie Talk fans? As always, I'm your host, Ryan D. Ryan680.
And this is Lex back at it again with another review.
Let's get right to it, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, yes, we are talking about a review, a hyped up movie, guys. But before we get into it, if you have not already, be sure to like, share, subscribe to us on our Alamo City Movie Talk page. Be sure to hit that bell notification, hit that subscribe, and give us a thumbs up on this review because we love talking movies with you guys. And thank you so much for making us a part of your day. Help us reach 5,000 subscribers. And yes, now it is time, guys. I can't believe it. It is finally here. It's so crazy because we've seen so many delays. And knowing that we finally just got done watching, what did we just get done watching, Lex?
We watched the long-awaited The Flash.
The Flash, ladies and gentlemen, tells the story of Barry Allen uses his super speed to change the past, but his attempt to save his family creates a world without superheroes, forcing him to race for his life in order to save the future. Now, I'm going to go on and say it right now before we get started because we are not talking about no spoilers on this review. I promise you guys, no spoilers. We're not going to mention anything. We won't mention stuff from the trailers, but no, do not worry. No spoilers here. But a lot of people are saying this is the best comic book movie of all time. And I've seen YouTubers, I've seen it all where they say like, okay, yeah, that's great. But I'm a huge DC fan, huge biased DC fan all the way around. And I think me and Lex could agree on this, is that this is not the best comic book movie of all time. Not the best, but it is damn great a movie to start the summer, man. It is damn great to start the summer. It's a damn great movie to get us hyped up, I just can't believe it. How grounded, how true elements they were of the DC that we haven't gotten in such a long time without that bad taste of just, the DC going all over the place. But I'm happy to say this is a really great, solid movie, man. Lex, what's your official reaction out of here, man? I mean, no, is the hype real? Is the nostalgia's there? Is it real? Is it crazy? Let's talk, man. What did you think?
Yeah. So I had a lot of fun with this movie, and while I believe that the hype has some solid basis around it, I do think, and this may be me personally, but
Yeah.
I do think I let the hype get to me personally a little bit too much, because while I enjoy this movie, I ended up not loving it as much as I thought I was gonna.
Yeah.
And part of it is the influence of what everyone else was saying, and I tend to not let that get to me. But it's
Yeah.
I'm a DC fan, and I've
Oh
been
yeah.
really, really longing for DC to get some love and get some
I
respect
know.
through putting quality content out there, first and foremost, right? So I am excited what this does for the DC brand. On my mind, I'm still trying to process where we go from here, because I know this is where we start. Well, technically Aquaman, and then we start the
Mhm.
James Gunn saga, right?
Yeah.
But that aside, um, I think this movie was a lot of fun to watch. There were some elements of it, particularly CGI, that took me
Yes.
out of the movie a little too many times. I tend to
Mhm.
not let that kind of ruin the movie for me, and I don't
Mhm.
think that ruined this movie for me either.
No.
But it took me out enough where I was constantly reminded that what I was watching was a movie. And I think doing that enough times, it just kind of, it never lets you back in the same way that you were taken out, the
Mhm.
same experience that you were taken out from. um so I think that took a little bit of a hit for me. But overall, though, do still think this is a strong story. Andy Muschietti had some decisions in the style that he filmed this movie that
Yeah.
I actually really enjoyed. And aside from the CGI having challenges, I think it does speak to how difficult it is to capture the powers and abilities of a character like the Flash, because
Of
it was very
course.
ambitious. Like, some of
Yeah.
the stuff that we see here is very ambitious in the design and the execution of it. And I think they executed well. It's just that, once again, the visuals oftentimes took me out of the movie because of the CGI not being extremely polished. It almost seems like they embraced it a little bit. Like, they embraced
Yeah.
it being bad, where they kept it consistently bad on screen. But
I mean,
other
yeah.
sequences,
Yeah.
the CGI was great. There was other sequences where the CGI was
Yeah,
great.
I have to, I have to say this, and I'm gonna say this right now, and I'm gonna say you could quote me on this, guys. Andy Muschietti, is he gets it. He gets it for once. We get a director that actually gets it. I mean, oh my god! Besides Zack Snyder, right? I mean, come on. But besides Zack Snyder that gets it, it just Andy Muschietti gets it. Something outside of the world, the else world realm here. I'm enjoying it. This movie, it had nostalgia. Yes, it had these grounded elements that I never got. That I never thought I would get. I was literally like this face when there's this
Mhm.
emotional scene, guys, with Ezra Miller that is so damn good. I mean, there's scenes of him and
Yeah,
his mother, and there's this scene with him that's just so
yeah,
grounded and so relatable on so many different tragedies. I think it's very personal on so many. I mean, everyone could take it how they how they are, but I feel like everyone takes it to where the struggles that we go through as human beings, whether we lost someone and all this. So it felt so grounded to me.
yeah,
I know Lex, you're tearing up. I was tearing up in that scene too as well. I was just like, oh my god, like this is.
yeah.
I didn't expect this. I'll say it right now, guys. Okay, let me. Sorry, Lex, but like real quick before we get into it here, Ezra Miller, we know the the piece of crap that he's been doing, the piece of, he's guilty, whatever. He is guilty. Let me be honest. He is guilty of all that. It's the fact of the matter is that not he's not the only one that worked on this movie, guys. I will say this right now, Michael Keaton's in here. He does a really good job. Of course, Ben Affleck's in here, and Sasha
Calle.
Calle, she does a really good job. I mean, I thought she was really good playing Supergirl here. You can tell everyone brought their A game into this set, and you can really tell like this movie was. Again, we talk about the hype, right? James Gunn did say this is the best comic movie he saw, so I think him saying that a lot and other people saying that. I think Tom Cruise even said it. I mean,
Yeah,
it's nonstop hype to where, okay, we expect all, okay, our hype may be different from another person's hype, right? Because the movies are subjective. So maybe your hype's better than or more critique than ours or whatever the case may be. Point is that are you going to have a great time watching this movie? Yes. I guarantee
yeah,
you, whether you're a fan of Ezra Miller or not, and whether whether you want to belittle him and make him like, okay, forget Ezra Miller, I'm not supporting him whatsoever. That's totally fine. Support Michael Keaton, support Ben Affleck, support Sasha Calle. I mean, there's other people in this movie. You can really tell they put their heart into it, and I'll
yeah.
leave it at that. But yeah, Andy Muschietti gets it. There's so many different elements of the Flash, the struggles of being that superhero that we never gotten in any of the movies. I love that. It's
Yeah,
really good.
yeah, no, and for people, people may still have their criticisms around Ezra Miller, which they're rightfully earned.
Yeah,
But if we look at it as the work here, right, like the movie that was built here, Ezra Miller did do a good job as a performer to kind of keep. Um, and Ezra Miller's playing, as you guys have seen in the trailer, more than one role.
yeah,
But yeah, I think Ezra Miller did a great job at delivering those performances, and also the script worked really well. There was some super small nitpicks here and there, but I think they put Ezra Miller in the driver's seat to
yeah.
really
Of
drive those
course.
performances and kind of drive the entire story. Michael
Mhm.
Keaton did great, has a lot more to do than what I thought he was gonna in the story. And yeah, I mean, pretty much everyone here delivered. There were some components of certain characters that I wanted to see more of, but it's not
Mhm.
that they did a bad job at what they were given. So yeah, guys, and the action here is also great. Like I said, the CGI moments aside, for the most part the action sequences were the ones that were prioritized,
Yeah.
so those, like, in itself were
Yeah.
really good.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, I would agree to it, but I know you already mentioned it already. But I'll say right now, the very first action scene is
Oh,
just
yeah, yeah.
it's crap. I don't know if I don't know. I don't even know. I don't feel like it's even done. It feels so pixelated and digital. Like it just looks. It takes you out of the movie to where like,
Yeah.
what the hell? Like I'm annoyed of the fact that it's a superhero movie. It's going to be CGI. Most of it's CGI, right? It's like Green Lantern all over again. The whole movie CGI. Like pretty much it's Green Lantern. Come on. I mean, you have to know the Flash is going to be pretty much CGI because his
Yeah.
power is, just like Superman, or not all Superman, but yeah, but most of it is CGI. And,
Yeah.
and granted, I was just like, okay, yeah, that first action sequence was just terrible. I didn't like it one bit. It annoyed me. But that's the thing. It's not a perfect movie. It's not the best comic book movie. I would argue and say that Man of Steel is still the best comic book movie of all time. But
Of all time?
of all time, regardless,
Damn.
needless to say, well, that's up for another discussion.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, like this movie gets you right into the grim and grind of like it explains time travel so well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I
it
agree.
does that very good. I think I call me crazy. It does it a little bit better than Marvel does on time travel and everything. Kind of explains it
I think
very
that,
simple
yeah.
and doesn't like because that's the thing too. There's this scene where they're explaining time travel. It's literally what, like 5 minutes, not even.
Yeah.
Like it's literally real quick. With Marvel, they had to do like these other things. It was just a little bit too much.
Yeah, no, they did a
And
really good job with
yeah,
the simplification of what it means,
yeah,
and I
because
think it really helps
yeah,
audiences follow because then what happens after that, or like things that are happening in execution of some of those
yeah,
time travel sequences, it gets confusing. But when you're anchored by the explanation that you were given earlier in the movie, I
mhm,
think it really works. So they really
yes,
put some thought. At the end of the day, like once again, visuals aside, this is a story first movie.
yes,
This movie with Michael Keaton and with all these other components, it could have easily gone for spectacle over everything. But
mhm,
I think the story itself still came first. And I
yes,
really enjoyed that choice because it's the choice that should always be taken. But it's
yeah,
really hard to find it nowadays in a market that's saturated with
yes,
these movies where sometimes they think that what can differentiate it is the spectacle. But here
mhm,
we stayed with the story. I think it was really good, a lot of fun. Like I said, perhaps I didn't love it as much as I thought I was, but now that I know what to expect, I'm excited to see it a second time and see
yeah.
where it
I
sits
was
for me after the fact.
I was about to say that too. After watching about, I would say 30 minutes of it, I was all like, I was thinking in my seat, guys. I'm not lying here. I literally was in my seat, like, I cannot wait to watch this movie again. 30 minutes in, I was like, oh my God, I can't wait. I'm watching this as a fan first and a critic second. I'll be like, oh, okay. I'm enjoying this as a huge DC fan. And it was just so freaking great just to see Ben Affleck back at it as the Batman. I loved
Yeah.
it. I really did enjoy him in it. He's in the movie, guys. Oh my God. If you didn't know that by the trailer, he's in the movie. Yes.
Yeah.
He's listed as a cast IMDb. There's one little thing without spoiling for you guys, but Sasha Calle, she was really good as Supergirl. But one pet peeve that I really, really wish they would have gone through with which they did with Kal-El, because Kal-El had granted, it's a Superman movie, right? This movie's not centered around her. I really wish they would have gave her more dialogue.
Mm,
She
yeah.
probably had like 20 lines the most, and I'm being literally like over the top. She probably had 20 lines, and one of them was the lines that literally she says in the
I don't think it
trailer.
was that much.
No, I don't even think that,
I
right? Yeah,
I don't want to say like the full.
yeah,
Well, I because I might get it wrong, but it's
yeah.
less than if you're
It's
picturing 20 lines. I think shoot
dude,
lower, and then that's kind of
and
where it
and
sits.
and one of them's recycled line that Henry Cavill uses, which we see in the trailer. So I'm just like, okay, I kind of wish they would have gone a different route. I wish we would have gotten more development from her
Yeah.
because there was really like no development, which sucks. Because I'm just like, this was Supergirl's film debut, and I was just like,
Yeah.
besides the animation, film, or TV, and
And
film,
it's
yeah,
it's hard in a movie like this, especially when you have Ezra playing more than one role, right? But I
yes.
think I could have gone with some less dialogue there, or maybe trim a little bit
Well,
of Michael Keaton, even though he did great with everything
yeah.
he was given. But yeah, just to see a little more of her character, I think a lot of
Mhm,
people are going to be impressed with her character as a whole, and the
mhm,
visuals behind her character are cool. But yeah, I definitely wanted to see a little more of her, have more of a performance come across,
mhm.
and and yeah, maybe like even see how she herself is different from someone like Kal-El, right, who plays
Yeah.
Superman.
Yes. I mean, that's the thing too. I really was because knowing that my expectation here, guys, call me crazy, right? Call me crazy, call me hysterical. I don't give a crap. Point is that if she's playing the counterpart of a Kryptonian, I expect her to have some type of these really good, strong. Because again, we're going back to where Man of Steel gives these really good dialogue one-liners. And granted, they just use the same line, which we see in the trailer. My it means hope, and I get that, but I wish we would have gotten more character development in Sasha, because I'll be honest here and call me crazy once again. I really don't think she reached her highest potential in this movie. I don't think so.
Yeah.
That's my take. Take it whatever you want, guys. If you think she did, that's awesome for you guys. But in my perspective of this movie, I don't think she reached her high potential, which sucks, because like I want all actors and actresses to reach their high potential, whatever the case may be, whatever role may be. I just feel like she doesn't reach that high potential. Not nothing on her. It goes more toward the directing and the way it was written. Really more so with the way it was written, which was written by Christina Hudson and Joby Harold. So screenplay by both of them. So because of that, I just feel like she should have had a more stronger presence, especially the way they're marketing her. I mean, she was just here in San Antonio. So, I mean, the way they're pushing for her is that, like, I wish she would have had a stronger presence. But this movie's called The Flash. So, yeah, take it however you want, guys. Take it with a grain of salt. Ezra Miller dialogue was so good. It was so good. And there's this, there was one thing, Lex, that was really annoying me, was the dialogue, right, between Young, and we see that a lot in the trailer. And I watched an interview of Andy Muschietti, and he did that on purpose. Oh, yeah, young Ezra Miller is supposed to be annoying. That's the whole point of the damn movie. And I was just like, okay, so was it just Ezra or anything trying to be like
No.
That was the point of the film.
And I think, I remember some criticism of Ezra Miller's Barry, even back when like Justice League came around. A lot of people found that like, oh, this Barry Allen is a little like obnoxious, like that's not how
Goofy,
he is in the comic books. He's a little goofy and stuff like that. And I think it's an important, like, I don't want to get into spoilers, but I think a lot of that was put here on purpose to show you a reflection of like your younger self, and how that maybe like elevates you to mature a little bit more. So yeah, I think that was a very good choice. I feel really strong from where we could go from here. I'm a little confused as to exactly what the ending point here is. I won't go into much detail, but a lot of people thought maybe the ending of this is like a direct transition into some of what James Gunn may have planned. I don't think that's going to materialize yet. I think we have to wait a little longer. That itself may be a little annoying, but yeah, overall, guys, fun movie. I think a lot of people are going to enjoy it. I think this is going to maybe give some hope to some people that haven't had the best experience with DC movies, but we'll have to see. I think Andy Muschietti delivered with this.
Definitely. And rumor has it he actually is on in real critical negotiations for filming the Batman, James Gunn's Batman. So I mean, if after watching this, I'm all like, yeah, this is good. I'm excited. If he is gonna be doing the Batman, the Brave and the Bold, I'm excited for that. I really am, because all I'm saying is that Batman, I didn't like Batman never ends the way I want it to end. I'll leave it at that, guys. Especially in Justice League. Like, what? Henry Cavill could just throw Ben Affleck like that? Come on, that's not my Batman. I was like, come on. That's all I'm saying. Always prepared for everything. Batman's the greatest superhero of all time. Screw you, Lex. Because Lex loves Superman. I'm like, hell no, Batman, dude, Batman all day, every day. But all right, guys, but that's our final thoughts here. Was this the film that we deserved? I'm gonna say hell yes. This is definitely the film that we deserved here, guys. And rating 1 out of 10, 10 be the highest. Lex, what do you give this rating?
I'm gonna give this a solid 8.2.
Wow.
Yeah, that's
Damn,
I think that's where I'm at right now.
8.2. Okay.
Yeah.
Damn, bro. All right, I'm gonna do you one better. And usually it's reverse, but I'm actually higher than you. I am higher than you, man.
Where are you at?
I'm gonna do a solid 9.
Okay.
I'm gonna stick to it. A solid 9.
That's respectable. Some of my friends gave it that.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a solid 9 out of 10, guys, because this movie really takes you in, and Ezra Miller surprises the hell out of me. He surprised me more than I thought anyone. Like, I didn't expect to get. I mean,
probably one of his best,
dude. Hell yes.
Which I would say, shame given the personal stuff, but
which is but this is. I mean, as of right now, out of stuff I've seen him in, this is his best movie he's ever done in my opinion. But yes, this is definitely the best movie I would say that he's done. We do recommend this movie, guys, obviously giving it above high rating, and I just cannot wait to see this in theaters, guys. If you have not seen it or you plan on seeing it, do not hesitate. Check out this movie because more than everyone else worked on this movie. So many other different people worked on the CGI. Everyone worked on it at Warner Brothers before the Ezra Miller debacle happened and all that stuff, before he went crazy or whatever the case may be. It's the fact of the matter is that do not focus on Ezra Miller as as those acts that he did and everything, because that we're not saying, we're not saying he's like, I don't know if he's going to play the Flash anymore. That's still up to. I don't think he should, but that's just my opinion without going to like all the personal issues here. But I mean, if he does, hey, I mean that I'm on board for it because we want to see something what else he may do in future wise as far as being this character. Because as far as acting this character, this runtime was 2 hours and 25 minutes. It kept me very entertained. It went by so quick. I mean, it really did, right, Lex? It went
Yep.
by so quick. So many elements here that just felt grounded and felt emotional. I never thought I would cry in this movie. I'm not gonna lie, I cried. I know we
Yep.
talked. Yeah, we did. But all right, guys, thank you so much for making us a part of your day. As always, I'm your host, Ryan D, aka Ryan680.
And this was Lex. Everyone, y'all take care and run to the theaters and have a fun time.
Yeah.